Welcome back to Pre-Algebra, Chapter 2, Section 7. And we're doing what is arguably the most important thing you will do in algebra, which is solve for x, okay? And we've been doing it for several tapes now, and we'll really continue doing it for as long as you do math. So, hope you like it. Alright, now, what we're going to notice on the board, I've got decimals. So we need to talk about decimals and your calculator. Okay, so first of all, decimals. There is actually, weirdly, math etiquette. There are things that are considered appropriate and not, and some of it's just based on etiquette, and some of it has a good reason for it. This actually has a good reason. And first let me tell you the rule, and then I'll tell you the reason. The rule is, you are not supposed to put decimals in an answer unless you were given decimals in the problem, then it's okay. And or if they tell you in the problem, round your answer to 3 decimal points or something like that. That's telling you it's okay to use decimals. Otherwise, your answers are supposed to be in fractions, square roots, other forms. And this is the reason why. If you have this number 2/3, it is an absolute number. It has not been rounded off. We could say x equals 2/3 and it equals 2/3. But if we put this in our calculator, we would get let me write this better, 0.6666, as big as your calculator screen is, 7. And what it's doing is really 2 divided by 3 is 0.6 forever, infinity. But your calculator can't show infinity, so it rounds the last 6 up to a 7. So this is not an equals, this is an approximately equals. And in math, we like equals better than approximately equals if given a choice. Does that kind of make sense? Okay. So this chapter is about solving problems and doing problems that have decimals. Now, when they have decimals, I want you to use your calculator. Now, I know some of your moms are old like me, and they're like, no, my child's going to not use a calculator. They need to do how to do it in 1985 the way I did. Well, really, earlier than that, 1975. The reason why you need to be free, embrace 2020, and use the calculator is back when I went to school, like middle school, and we didn't use calculators, they gave us less problems. They gave us more time to do fewer problems. Now it is expected in math that you will use the calculator. So they give you tons more problems. And if you try to do all those problems without a calculator, you're going to hate math. And that will destroy my aim of trying to make you love math. So you just got to be a modern person, embrace 2020, and start using that calculator. So these problems, if you type them in exactly in your calculator, you will get the answer. So just type it in exactly for if they look like, if they don't have an equals like those. You type it into your calculator. Now, the other reason why I want you, besides just time-wise, I want you to be able to use your calculator, is your calculator does not get nervous, it doesn't stay up too late playing video games, it doesn't eat peanut butter for breakfast and feel sick to its stomach. So your calculator will do a good job of doing math where sometimes you have other things going on that make it where you don't do math as good. So before the SAT, your calculator does not get nervous, or the ACT or college entrance exams or college test. So you need to get really good on this calculator, the TI-84, because this is the one that's allowed on those tests and in college. And it's not intuitive. Are there better calculators out there? Absolutely. Do they do too much? Yes, and the colleges won't let you use them. You have to use this one because this is the one they all got together and decided it does enough but not too much. And the better you get at it, the better grade you're going to make on those tests and the better grade you're going to make in college. So we got to learn this calculator. Now you don't have to have this calculator for pre-algebra, but if you do have it, you're going to go ahead and start learning it. But by Algebra 1, everybody needs one of these. They're expensive. They run them on sale in the summer for a lot less. So look for them in the summer if you're going to buy it new. If not, get it used, but I caution you, I've had many students buy them used and they're broken, and then that's just money wasted. So, something to think about. All right, so we're going to put these in our calculator exactly. So, if the minus sign is at the beginning of the problem, it's the negative that's down here. If the minus sign is in the middle of the problem, I don't know if I have one. This one is actually, if it's got plus and a negative, you still use the negative sign on the bottom. If you can change this problem to negative 2.9 minus 6.5, then that's a minus sign in the middle. If the minus sign is in the middle, you use it from over here on the edge where plus is. And how you remember that is minus and middle are both start with the letter M. Negative is at the beginning, and it does not start with the letter M. All right? So put it into your calculator exactly, either like that or this. Use those parentheses buttons, and you should get negative 9.4. That doesn't seem right. See, it was 2, yeah. Because you owed me $2.90. You borrowed another $6.50. So now altogether you owe me $9.40. So yes, that makes sense. Okay, notice there was no equals here. So we're not solving for any x's. This is just calculator problems that we're going to do. We're putting the equals on it. Okay, so now put this one in your calculator exactly like this. You can pause the video if you need to. Negative, that's on the bottom, 25.38, see the decimal point is on the bottom too, minus, that's in the middle, minus in the middle, and then they did beginning parentheses, and if it's in parentheses, it's a negative. If it's in the middle, it's a minus. Minus is on the side, negative is on the bottom. I know it seems confusing, but the more you do it, it's going to start making sense. It's one of those practice things, okay? 42.734, hit, once you get it in, hit enter, that makes it do the problem, and you should get 17.345. I did them in advance so I didn't have to stop the video and you sit here watching me push buttons. Alright, here's our next one. Negative, so that's on the bottom, 0.7, and this is times, put that parentheses. Your calculator should have parentheses. If it doesn't, you need another calculator for this class. You need a scientific calculator, so it needs to have those parentheses. Beginning parentheses, 18.4, end parentheses, so you should get negative, I'll mark these out as I do them, negative 12.88. Make sure you get on your calculator. If you don't, keep doing it till you get it. Alright, let's do this one. Negative, that's on the bottom, 4.5, beginning parentheses, negative, it's not minus, this is negative 9, so this is the one on the bottom. Negative 0.25, in parentheses, enter. And you should get 41.625. Okay? Now, another one is, if the numbers keep going, where do you round off? I'll teach you that in science class. It's called significant figures or significant digits, or for cool nerds like me, sig figs or sig digs. Yeah, we're cool. All right, so here's another one. 29, put in your calculator like this, negative 29.07 divided by, beginning parentheses, negative 1.7, it equals 15.3. Put a box around it. 16.83 divided by, beginning parentheses, negative 3.3. You have to do those parentheses because it won't understand divided by minus. You have to show that negative goes with the 3.3 to your calculator. And it's negative 5.1. And you always want to make sure it makes sense. 2 negatives equal to positive. 1 negative is a negative. So yes, that's making sense. Now we're going to solve for x with decimals. We'll use our calculator. Y is x, it's got an equals, check. Y is x not alone? Plus 4.7. What's the opposite? Minus 4.7. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Those cancel out. Bring down what you didn't mess with. 3.5 minus 4.7 is negative 1.2. Ta-da! Do it on your calculator if you have to. Okay? Let's try this one. Why is y not alone? Always fun to say. Because it has a negative 6.91. What's the opposite of 6.91? Plus 6.91. What I do to one side? Getting dyslexic. Did you see that upside down 6? 6.91. To the other side, these cancel out. Bring down what you didn't mess with. Negative 2.26 plus 6.91 is 4.65. Ta-da! Okay, let's do another one. Why is m not alone? It's being multiplied by negative 0.6. What's the opposite of multiplying by negative 0.6? Dividing by negative 0.6. These cancel. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Those cancel out. Bring down what you didn't mess with. And that's 2 negatives make a positive. So it makes sense when your calculator says that's 8.5. Okay, here's another one. Y is n not alone. It's being divided by negative 8. The opposite is multiply by negative 8. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Those cancel out. N equals negative 14. Ta-da! And now this one, W is not alone because it has minus 0.31. So we do plus 0.31. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Those cancel out. W equals comes down. 5 and 1 is 6. 3 and 3 is 6. 0.66. Ta-da! We did it!